So I discovered the fastest ways to get XP in Fortnite so you can max out your battle pass fast and get all of the 0-point styles. Now to hit level 100, you'll need to get 7,620,000 XP in total, then to hit level 225, you'll need to get a whopping 15,805,000 XP. Yeah, that's a lot. Now for the first 100 levels, each level will require you to get 80,000 XP, with the exception of the first few levels, where you need 40,000 XP to hit level 2, 50,000 XP to hit levels 3 and 4, 60,000 XP for levels 5 through 13, and then 70,000 XP for levels 14 through 20. After level 100, you will need only about 50,000 XP per level, with that number increasing by 250 XP for each level after. Now I'll show you the astronomical number that you need to hit level 100 in just a second, and a few minutes later a way to get 63 million XP, enough to hit level 516 without even playing the game. It is insane. But first, if you're new here and want to learn how to get XP fast, how to level up fast, and all the latest and hidden Fortnite secrets, be sure to subscribe with notifications. We're almost to our goal of 50,000 subscribers, and if you did subscribe, we could actually hit it right this very second, because after all, most of you aren't subscribed, so, I'd really appreciate it a lot. Also, use code StormRanger so I can afford to breathe. Holy cow, this video took a ton of math. It was a lot of work, you'll see in just a second, and your support through subscribing and using my code helps me out more than possibly no one, and really helps me make more videos like this. Okay, so if you want to hit level 1000, you will need to get 483,823,250 XP, with the final level alone requiring you to get 2 million XP. Yeah, that's nothing short of ridiculous. Also, huge shout out to Pro Game Guides for these numbers. I tried doing the math myself and kind of failed miserably. Also, shout out to any YouTuber who puts level 1000 in their thumbnail, because that's simply not possible. Making the bold assumption that Epic doesn't stretch out the season, over the course of 104 days, you will need to get approximately 4,652,147 XP a day, or about 200,000 XP an hour, without sleeping, taking breaks, or anything like that, which goes down to about 3,231 XP a second, again, still without sleeping. Now believe it or not, there's actually a way to get to level 516 by earning 63 million XP, yeah, while barely playing the game at all, and of course I'll show you what I mean in just a few minutes. Anyway, to keep things simple, you're going to assume that you're sane and are aiming to get about 7.6 million XP to hit level 100, or maybe 15.8 million XP to hit level 225. So to start, you're going to want to knock out all of your milestone challenges. As of recording, there are currently 47 of these challenges. Each of these challenges has 5 steps, with each step giving you 15,000 XP, for a total of 65,000 XP per challenge. Now in total, this equates to a clean 3,520,000 XP you can get from simply completing these challenges. Now yes, I know that it's not 483 million XP, but it's definitely a start. Now here's a graphic from iFireMonkey of what every single one of these challenges are. Now most of them are pretty easy, like for example you can get 600,000 XP from knocking off all the forge item ones, from landing at the orchard and collecting all the apples and cabbages, or landing at Catty Corner and looting up these boxes called noms that spawn all around it. There are also a couple of glitches you can use, like for example you can get 150,000 XP from a harpoon gun glitch, giving you infinite uses to make catching fish easy, and then also another 150,000 XP from a dragon's breath shotgun glitch for lighting opponents and then also structures on fire, and then finally another 150,000 XP when you spray this rock or this tree over in Party Royale. Now, I'm not going to go into all of these now, but I have covered them in more depth in these 3 videos on the channel, so of course after watching this video, be sure to check them out. Now other than that, the rest of these challenges can be done in regular matches, or if you want to be extra fast, over in Team Rumble. Now additionally, you can get a bonus 2 million XP from all of your weekly challenges. There are 10 sets in total this season, with each one being released weekly. Obviously they are weekly challenges after all. Now each of these sets will grant you a clean 200,000 XP times 70 sets, so clearly 2 million XP. Of course after, be sure to watch out for any overtime challenges that came out. For example, last season there were a couple sets of the XP Extravaganza challenges. Now most of these challenges are in fact fairly easy, and there are of course plenty of guides online for any tricky ones that you might get stuck on. Now completing these challenges is not bad, but not great either for getting XP, considering how time consuming they are. There are other types of challenges too, like legendary and quick challenges, but in comparison, the XP is pretty insignificant, so I won't worry about covering them all today. Of course, definitely be sure to do them, because a bonus 2 million XP is definitely not too bad. Now, these 2 methods alone should be enough to get you fairly close to level 100, but they are pretty limited, so you probably may want to do some grinding through playing the game. So let's break down the numbers for doing so. Tragically, they aren't as good as you may expect, but don't worry, because in a second, I will show you how to get 63 million XP without even playing the game. So let's take a look at a 16 kill win my friend and I achieved, where I personally had 15 of those kills. Now originally I did want to analyze a 20 kill win we had a few games prior, but in that game I was supercharged, which would obviously mess with the XP totals. Now of course you didn't need to know that, but I just wanted to brag about my kills. Anyway, in that round I got 4,215 XP from combat, on top of 1,240 XP from survival, going to a total of 5,455 XP in total. And these numbers are absolutely tiny. And remember, we did win with I myself personally having 15 kills. That's probably not something that you can do every day. To really quickly break things down, the combat XP comes from a rate of 150 XP per opponent eliminated, in addition to XP from various in-game tasks. Then of course survival time is obvious, you just get XP from staying alive throughout the match, at an estimated rate of approximately 1 to 1.4 XP per second. Of course these numbers are clearly really bad. Regardless, combat gives you the most XP in a match, and since you get the same amount of XP no matter what mode you're in, just head into Team Rumble, where you can easily get 15 kills a match. But of course, that's still not very great. This also emphasizes how crucial supercharged XP is. It is the main reason that most players are able to hit level 100 overall. Another way you can get XP is through grinding routes. Now most of these are actually a massive waste of time, but my personal favorite is picking up forge items over at the Orchard. In addition to making progress towards punch cards, you can get a bunch of XP from forge items. Like right here at this cabbage patch, you can see we are getting 33 cabbages times 25 XP each, gives you nearly 1,000 XP in like 30 seconds at the start of each round, which is definitely pretty nice. And there are more cabbages over here, apples everywhere, which you can collect. There's also some corn all the way down here, as you can see, a little distance away from the orchard, which is okay for XP, but it's not too great. Now ignoring the XP that you're gonna get through your punch cards, which to be fair is quite a lot, you can get an easy 2,000 XP in like a minute or two at the start of each round. Though we're going to assume it takes you like 5 minutes in total going in and out of each round and stuff. Of course, I don't recommend just going into a game, doing it like for 1-2 minutes, then going back out, but we're going to make these assumptions for the sake of math. That means you can do about 12 rounds an hour, or nearly 25,000 XP. The 2,000 XP match was pretty conservative, so maybe more like 3,000 XP if you want to be a bit more generous. Now don't get me wrong, it's okay, but it's not great for XP. If you were to play Fortnite all day, non-stop, no taking breaks, no sleeping, you're only going to get about 600,000 XP a day, meaning you'd have to play for nearly 13 days straight to hit level 100. That's nearly 2 weeks, no sleeping, no eating, no nothing. Wait a second, that's a double negative, so no nothing, not. Anyway, you get the point. Regardless, guys, cabbages are crazy useful in game, so it's not a bad place to land at the start of each game, but still, this probably doesn't want to be your main way of getting XP. Now, in terms of time actually spent in-game, and not like waiting to go into the lobby or anything like that, this is the fastest route that I know about. But there are, of course, chest and ammo box routes that other YouTubers cover, which are okay. From these, you can get about 130 XP per chest and 100 XP per ammo box, once again, assuming you're not supercharged. Now, if you were to search 25 chests and 25 ammo boxes in a generous 10 minutes, you'll earn 5,750 XP, which goes down to 34,500 XP an hour. Now, that's a slight increase, but it would still take you 9 consecutive days of playing to hit level 100. Now remember, these numbers are generous. I don't have anything more exact because these routes aren't my favorite, for of course the reason you can see now, so I don't know too much about the XP from them, and they haven't been something that I've covered on the channel. So clearly, I don't recommend even considering doing routes like these unless you have supercharged XP, because trust me, I can almost guarantee that you wouldn't even come close to level 100 this season if it isn't for your supercharged XP. Though there is this one strategy you can use to get unlimited XP, specifically about 63 million XP without playing the game, which is fairly overpowered. But first, if you do want to learn how to get XP fast, how to level up fast, and all of the latest and hidden Fortnite secrets, subscribe with notifications, because remember, if you do subscribe, we can hit our goal of 50,000 right this very second, because after all, most of you aren't subscribed. Then of course, use code StormRanger. Again, all the math and everything made this video a ton of work. We haven't even gotten into the craziest numbers yet, and by using my code and subscribing, you help me out tremendously with making more videos just like this. Okay, so for unlimited XP, you should go into creative, because you can get 6,300 XP for every 15 minutes you're AFK for, which turns into, I believe, 33,330 XP if you are supercharged. Now sadly, Epic did nerf this, and this only works for the first hour and 15 minutes that you're AFK for, so you will need to reset your game fairly often. Okay, let's start with something more realistic and then work our way up to the maximum potential. You're only AFK for, let's say, 10 hours a day, giving you time to, you know, sleep and stuff, and you're gonna do this for 88 days this season, giving you an ample 24 days that you're not able to do this for. At this rate, you'll still get a nice 250,000 XP a day, or 1,764,000 XP a week. That's a total of 20,160,000 XP, enough to make it all the way to level 273 just from doing this method. But as a thought experiment, determined. If you started the first day of the season and came back to your device every hour and 15 minutes, you would earn 25,200 XP an hour, which goes to an insane 604,800 XP a day. This translates to 4,223,600 XP a week, or 16,934,400 XP a month, going on to our final number of 62,899,200 XP for the entire season. That is enough to make it all the way to level 516, not considering any supercharge you get along the way. So this is probably the best way to level up, like, ever in Fortnite, if you don't want to actually, bother playing the game. Anyway, if you want to learn 5 overpowered XP glitches to level up fast, you can click right down here. But that is all for now, and I will see you all later.